This is a Hot Pie Media original.
Oh, I learned a word this week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Compersion. You know what compersion is?
Is that a Middle Eastern orgasm?
No.
Compersion?
Compersion, yeah.
Compersion?
Yeah.
She's a compersion. Look at her.
She's a compersion?
She's a compersion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see what I did there?
Yeah.
Fucking slick. What is it?
Yeah. The Turkish cum guzzler, is that what you said?
Yes.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Mia Khalifa, she's a compersion.
Media. Stupid dumb beat made by G Bro.
Welcome to the gray area. Here's your host, Aaron Cheatham.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Gray Area Podcast. I am Aaron Cheatham, your host for the evening or the afternoon, wherever you may be, however you may be listening. You'll be riding with me, and we have a special episode for you guys. I feel like I say that all the time, but this time it really is because I just got back from Skankfest South 2021, and I've brought a returning guest on, somebody that you guys have seen once before, to the show to talk about it, to talk about our reactions. This is a recap episode of Skankfest 21. Before I bring on our guest, I'll just tell you guys off the top. In this episode, you're going to hear a lot of positive things. So if you have a problem with positivity, then you might want to turn off now because we're going to be talking a lot of shit, and it's going to be a lot of good shit because Skankfest South was an amazing experience. I cannot state that enough. And I think you guys will get the point as you listen to this week's episode. But this has been an amazing experience. I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to be a part of it. And I can't recommend enough that if you guys have the opportunity to catch Skankfest 2022, that you do that because it was legit. It was lit. I'm stumbling over my words now. It was so dope. So that's what this episode is dedicated to them. Shout out to everybody involved. It was a great time. Without further ado, though, bring on our guest. Man, we're talking about Skankfest. What a time. But I was on his podcast Sunday. In the midst of Skankfest, we did a podcast on the terrace of the Hilton downtown Houston, the Feedback Podcast. If you didn't have a chance to check it out, please go check it out. But he's joining us again. He's back. This is my dude. Why don't you guys give it? Oh, he's back. Because he's back. Yeah.
Obvious. Story of my life, man. Go ahead.
For, coming back to the Gray Area Podcast, stepping back into the gray area is, I said it like 3 times. Fine. I'll introduce you like this. Give it up for I was about to say Zachary. Backery.
Oh, you're going to put my government name on blast.
Backery Zumanigi is back in the podcast. What's up, bro?
How you going to say my full name? Actually, you said it right, so props to you.
Because of frontery. Frontery and
Backery. Oh,
that's
right.
Frontery and Backery. Yeah. And here's the thing. I feel comfortable putting it out there on Front Street because I am positive that nobody can spell any of that shit.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Good luck Googling that.
Yes.
Backery Zumanigi.
Yes.
You can't spell it. You can barely pronounce it. You only know it when you see it.
Yes, and there's only one.
Good to have you back, brother.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. I'm back. Always will be.
Hey, thank you for having me on the feedback too. That was man, just recording that, like just set up for it was an episode in itself.
Goddamn, yeah. We didn't have the lighting right.
Here's the thing. If you're on listening only platforms, first of all, thank you. Secondly, you can't see back. Back is dark as shit. So So
you gotta tell that story.
Yes, it was real hard. It's real hard to find lighting even in the daylight of a terrace of a hotel to properly light back. So it was an issue trying to find a place where we can get enough light to the point where we were just like, fuck it, we're gonna do this. So it was me. And if you're familiar with Mortal Kombat, me and Noob Saibot were doing a podcast. Me and TBA, to be announced, we're sitting there.
Me and your shadow was just...
me and mystery partner were doing the thing. Here's a funny thing, like talking about back being dark. When I got to Skankfest Friday, I'm down in the box, getting ready to, because I was on. I got there just before my first show.
Yeah.
I get there and I'm in the back corner with Abby Rosenquist, and you walk in
Yeah.
because you have this. I've noticed you've got this innate ability to be where I'm at and know where I'm at when you get there. Like it's almost like you just walk. You walk in and you walk right up to me. And
I do. I mean, first of all, nobody can miss your ass.
Facts.
Because you're like 6'10" or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And it's Skankfest, like we said on my podcast. There's not many black folks.
There were not very many black folks.
No, there was me, Aaron, and 3 other people.
Yeah. Jamal Neighbors.
Yeah, Jamal Neighbors, Dave Temple. That's it. No, there was the other dude. It was light skinned dude with the glasses on.
Oh, we don't count light skins.
Okay, never mind. Then.
Yeah, no.
Then that's it. And then there were maybe 3 or 4 of the.
There was a
black
handful
people.
of us there. There was a handful of
So
us.
I walk in the box and you're in the corner with Abby,
Mm-hmm.
and I see you, and I'm like, and you recognize me.
No.
You did?
It took a minute because as you were walking closer, and I felt like you were coming towards me. I couldn't see your face, but I could tell by your clothes and the way you were walking. I go, oh, that's back. But in my mind, as I was like, oh, that's back, I was like, that nigga is dark. I can't see his face. Like it's dark in this room, and then you're coming through. And it's like I can't see your face for shit. I just recognized you, but I couldn't see your face. And then Abby was like, "Is that back? Is that back?" And then like you're standing literally, almost face to face, and she's like, "Back? Is that you?" It's like, yeah, it's dark in here. And all you need is a cloud to go overhead, and back is indistinguishable. Like Wesley Snipes looks at you and goes, "Damn, and it's dark."
Yeah, I'm dark. I'm dark.
Yeah, so darker than dark. So it was a struggle to find some lighting.
We'll figure out, how to,
I think I'd even suggested to you that you needed a light underneath you shining up at your face when you walk the room.
Yeah, and this motherfucker pulls out his phone and said, "Let's see what that does."
Oh,
we're in
God.
we're in the daytime. We're in the daytime on the terrace. The sun didn't cooperate, but there was big shadow and shit. And then this fool goes, "What if I use the light from my phone and put it next to your face?" I'm like, it didn't do shit.
I did legit pull out.
We're in daytime.
In the daytime, pull out my
And this
flashlight.
How ridiculous that is.
Yeah. Now that I
Yeah, that was dumb.
in retrospect, but I was trying to be helpful.
and inspect.
Inspect. Inspect. It was
in real time spec. It was
facts.
stupid.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You know what? I was trying to help. To be honest, I was more concerned with keeping my sexy voice than the lighting. I was like, stop making me talk because I only have a limited time of the I just woke up sexy voice with that nice little growl to it.
Look, when I put out, and you kept referring to your lucky draws or some shit.
I had the sheaths on. I had on some sheaths. I had just put them on for the first time, and it was like, these are comfortable as hell. I had to fall back.
And you were sitting like a fucking Emperor Julius, and like you're being fed grapes or some shit.
I needed to be fed grapes. I'm very
Ain't
disappointed.
nobody feeding your ass
I'm
grapes.
disappointed with the production of the Feedback podcast that you didn't have bitches out there with grapes and big ass ostrich feathers.
Well, excuse me, did you spend all the money here on equipment? Because I don't see any bitches here serving me anything.
This is a classy show.
Oh, because mine is not. Oh, excuse me.
I mean, you can't get the lighting right for yourself. I mean, this is a classy show here. I mean, look at this.
Look, I do DIY.
Oh.
DIY, what's the word?
Do it yourself. DIY.
DIY, yeah.
DIY.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I never use that word either.
Clearly.
Yeah, I do not. I don't know how to spell. I don't know acronyms.
Like just thinking back on Skankfest though, off top, shout out to Rebecca.
Yep.
And Louis J. Gomez.
Christine Evans.
Christine Evans. Man, you guys knocked it out the park. That was I've been to a few festivals, and bar none, this was my favorite festival. I thought that not only was this probably the smoothest run, but also like the most beneficial. And I've been to some, festivals that, I was able to network and make some good connections across the country. But this one right here, this was something special. This is something special. And I mean, on the Skankfest social networking, page they made on Facebook, I keep up with that, and I'm just looking at all the testimonials.
Wait, there's a Facebook group?
There's a Facebook group.
Was Skankfest?
Yeah.
People sharing the shit?
And people are sharing their stories, and it's been nothing but incredible
Oh,
stories.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I need to get on that because I have a bunch of like
And
footage.
people are
stuff.
dropping pictures in there and sharing their stories and stuff.
Mhm.
And everything I've seen is positive, super positive. And as a performer, an artist there, like my experience, it was they outdid themselves. They what's the word I'm thinking of? They overachieved.
Yes.
They did even better.
They
than,
exceed expectations.
That's what it is. There you go. You're the one with the fucking phrases.
I'm a project manager. This is some of the shit you say.
Yeah, okay.
I know that vocabulary.
There you go. It exceeded
I don't know
expectations.
DIY, but I know
DIY, but that's
fuck
okay. Yeah, it exceeded expectations, man. And we talked about this on your show, but we had different experiences because you were there as a fan and as somebody with all access. So the way you saw the festival was a little bit different than the way I saw it, but it's great that we both came to the same conclusion that this shit was fantastic.
You know what's weird is that I did stop a lot of comics like on the street, even on like walking to the hotel or to the venue, like on the street, and I would stop them just to say what's up, and maybe snap a picture or something,
Right.
But there was no. I would even say I'm a comic. And nobody. Well, Adrian Appalucci doesn't like pictures, but then when they ended up standing at the light and just talking about the Austin scene for like 5 minutes, and then next you know, Eleanor Kerrigan walks up, and she had Tony Hinchcliffe had introduced me like the day before. And she remembered me, and she was like, "Hey, Beck, what's up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, good to see you." And there was nobody was pretentious. Nobody was not accessible.
Everybody.
I didn't see none of that.
Everybody.
And I listened to another recap. And Ari Shafir had a quick recap, and then Paul Verzi had one that just came out yesterday from the Verzi Effect podcast, and he was talking about how people were stopping him and other comics all the time, just like I did, and going, "Hey, man, I didn't get to see you, because I was at another show, but I'm definitely going to catch you later. I'm going to follow you on Instagram, or I'll come to your shows when you come to my city." It was all love all around.
All love.
All around. And the fact that everybody was just happy to be there. I think if it had been more, I don't want to, maybe corporate is too strong of a word, but it was very loose, but yet very well organized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if the comics didn't have a good time, like if the comics didn't get to hang with each other, it would have sucked.
Right.
Because a lot of times, I only know Moon Tower really, but because you're in this lineup, so you have to stay within that area.
I can speak to that because at the other festivals that I've done, and I think we talked about this, they were at, the venues were at multiple different locations. They weren't all together. So in order for you to hang, like if I was on a 7:00 show at venue A and you were on a 7:30 show or 8:00 show at venue B, well, that's two different lineups, right? We're separated from each other. If there's like a 10-minute drive to get from A to B, then
drive, not even a walk.
Yeah, drive. No, like when I was in Memphis, there were like 3 venues and they were in different places in town. In Columbus for Whiskey Bear, there were multiple venues, but they were around town at different places. So it was almost impossible for me to be able to
drive.
Yeah, to perform somewhere and then catch an Uber or catch a ride or jump in a shuttle. There were times where it was like you got 2 shows in one day, one at this venue, one at that venue. So you would legit perform, get off stage, hop in a car, an Uber, drive, whatever, 10 minutes to the next venue so that you can get on that second show, right?
Shit.
And the beauty of Skankfest is that everything was in one location. There were 5 stages all in one location. So once you got to Skankfest, it was an enclosed area where apparently the law didn't exist. And goddamn it,
you can drink outside.
You can do everything everywhere. It was, and to be honest with you, we managed pretty goddamn well. So maybe we might need to loosen up some of these laws around here because we did pretty damn good for ourselves.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Considering like there were no incidents really to speak of. But the fact that everything was, once you got inside the fence, you were able to go see whatever show you wanted to. You can go watch within an hour. You can pop in, watch a little bit of this show, go out, go to the next room, go catch a little bit of that show. And as an artist, we were able to pop in and out of shows. So we can go watch Miss Pat in the box. After her set, slide over to the warehouse, catch a little bit of Kill Tony, then slide out to the tent, and then watch the whatever's happening at the tent, all within a matter of minutes. That way, you don't have to go anywhere. There's nowhere to go. You've cut out all the bullshit, and you're able to hang with the other comics, watch the other comics, actually create an energy and a vibe to the place that's palpable, that permeates throughout the entirety of the festival, right? It was a good vibe all the way around. It's not like, oh, this theater, they're doing a terrible job and I got to go do a show in that spot. Like that's the worst spot to perform here.
Right.
And then I got to drive 10 minutes back to go perform at this place that's actually, pretty cool. Like there's none of that. Everything was uniform.
So
across.
the first, I got there on Thursday. On Thursday, only the tent and the box had shows.
Okay.
On Thursday. And then the next, because I remember when I showed up, there was a long ass line to get your badge. And then when I came on Friday, the line was even longer on Friday. And I was like, wait, all these people are supposed to fit in these two places? And I found out, actually there's the warehouse and there's the club that now are open. So there was, more room for more people. I mean, the thing sold out.
Yeah.
The whole festival sold out in no time. I mean, I bought my ticket. Actually, my girl bought my ticket. My ex-girl bought my ticket a year ago. And so they were still selling tickets up until, I don't know, like September, maybe October, they released a few. But at first I was worried about, I didn't know how big the venue was. And I was worried about being think of it like you're going to like an ACL for comedy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it sells out, but you know how many people can be in one spot.
Right.
And at no time did I feel squished. Well, I talked about getting stuck between the belly and two asses, but it didn't feel like claustrophobic.
No. And shout out to the secret group too, while we're giving shout outs. Like they were a great host location. They did a good job. And like you said, it wasn't really, you never really felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, I did at first.
And the box maybe. Like,
the box, because they had 10,
because it's
10 chairs and
it's exactly what it sounds like.
Them.
It's a fucking box. And like when we went in there for Miss Pat,
it was hot.
It was that place probably comfortably seats 25, maybe 30. And there was like 150 in there for Miss Pat.
Yeah.
Like it was packed. Yeah. So, but outside of that, I mean, like during the roast of Louis J. Gomez, easily there's 1,000 people out there. Easily 1,000 people.
They made it, of course. I mean, as a producer, you got to like the big highlight shows are gonna be, where everybody want to be. Like, so the roast of Louis was one. There was the goddamn comedy jam on Sunday. I didn't make it to that because I went out and got some African food. I was on a mission, I told you.
Yeah.
And I did accomplish that. And it was definitely worth it. But I've seen the goddamn comedy jam. Shout out to just Adam Myers. And people was crowd surfing and all that good stuff. But at no point do you feel, I didn't see anybody just like stumble around. I didn't see a fight. Every comic that I've heard talk about Skankfest, leading up to Skankfest, was like, oh shit, it's going to be a shit show. I mean, we're talking about skanks here. It's going to get rowdy. Somebody going to OD. There's going to be fights. And then you're out there all day and all night. So you're not necessarily drinking water. And and I was surprised. Actually, one thing that surprised me too is that it was easy to get to every single bar.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, are these people drinking at all? Like I never had to wait more than 2 minutes to get a drink from the bar. I mean, you're an artist, so it was free for you. Actually, even when I had the badge, I still went to the bar and got my shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I still did.
Well, I'm not a big drinker anyway, so I was like,
no, it's not that. I feel for people who work festivals or just bars in general. I was talking to one girl. And she's like, yeah, I'm working 14-hour shifts. I'll be here till 4 a.m. and come back the next morning. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll open a tab. I'll tip. I'll do all those things. But there was never a line at the bar in any of the rooms.
Shout out to Jesse James too. Jesse James was bartending at Skankfest and performing. So his day, he was behind the bar all day, and whenever he got from behind the bar, it was to go perform and then go back to bartending.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So he's a bartender at Secret Group. So shout out Jesse James, man. That dude he did I think I saw him on 2 shows. He was on the Friday night show that shall not be named, and
you can name it by now, and people know what it was.
Well, okay. So he was on the roast show Friday night.
The naked roast.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, not me.
I wasn't there, and I can say what it is.
It was fantastic. Yeah, because you weren't there. So of course the people that weren't there are all like willy-nilly. This thing happened. See, you gotta have some reverence. See, that's that shit right there. That's why you.
Okay, first of all, you told me about it when we went off air on my podcast.
Yeah.
So now it's knowledge for me too. That I can use at any time. There was
you
a
just
naked
pull it
roast.
out your pocket?
There was a naked roast.
You're just going out there. Aaron Cheatham told me that there was this.
I don't even have to say that you told me, now it's knowledge. It's naked roast. But I get it because they didn't want anybody to film. They don't want nobody
fucking it up.
Of course, exactly. I don't.
And it was because to be honest,
it didn't happen, right? Nobody did.
It didn't happen. But if it were to happen that day at that time, it would have been a fantastic fucking experience. Like it was a fantastic fucking experience. But Jesse James was in that roast, and he was also bartending. So he went from bartending to the stage, and then back to bartending.
You got naked too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
you just got to see a lot of dicks. Congratulations, you made it inside. I didn't.
It's not the first time I've seen a lot of dicks.
Okay, can you isolate that, G? Because
can you isolate?
Can you use that as a clip? No, because I and I'm quoting him from my podcast.
Something. He's working on something here.
I'm gonna do a montage of every pause moment that Cheatham should have had. On my show, he said, "I will drain Colton Dowling." That's what you said. You said, "I will drain."
Those words came out, but that's not. You're taking out of context.
That's the whole point.
I know that, but it's.
And then he said, "No." Before that, you said something around like, "You saw traveling dicks." Was that the thing?
Traveling dicks?
Yeah.
Did I say so? I say a lot of things.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, you got to make a montage of this motherfucker saying. You said pause on last time. You didn't say shit this time.
Because I didn't feel that this was pause worthy. It was just a fact.
Okay, you've seen a lot of dicks.
I've seen,
What were you verbally? When you
for
saw
them,
dicks?
For them, yeah.
For them, so they saw your dick too.
No. No. This is royalty over here, baby. Okay.
So royal dick counts.
Yeah. Well, you know what? No. It's. Nobody's seen it.
Okay,
ever in life.
Nobody, we'll stop. Okay.
Nobody has ever seen it ever in my life.
That's why you have kids. All right,
she didn't see it.
That is not a compliment. You realize that, right?
Hey, she don't. You know what? She don't need to. She felt it. She felt it.
She felt it.
I hope. I hope.
Did you jerk off with Twizzlers into a bucket, and then she had a turkey baster, and now you got kids?
No. There's no turkey baster, but I do eat Twizzlers while I do it.
Ugh.
Foxman lives on. So for people that weren't there, what are some of your highlights? Because I know for when we did your show, Sunday hadn't happened yet for us.
Yeah.
We get there Sunday. One of my highlights is Dean Stanfield in boxing, and that whole boxing event.
I actually missed it.
You did?
I did.
Because we were together. We went to go get pizza.
Yes.
And then I went to go backstage with him to do the corner man stuff, and then you disappeared.
Yes. I watched a bunch of fights. So Lewis as a piñata was that day, I think?
The day before.
Was it the day before? That was Saturday?
Yeah.
Fuck. So what fight? Oh, was it the girl fight?
The girl fight.
There was the girl fight.
That girl fight on Saturday.
No, Sunday.
Sunday, excuse me. That girl fight Sunday. Hats off to them, because those chicks
they went out
to war. And then they just made it worse when they were like, after 2 rounds, like, it's a draw. So I tell you what, we're going to put 1 minute on the clock, and whoever wins, I got $500 for you. And it's like those 2 chicks went from tired to, bitch, that's Christmas money. They were fighting.
I wonder if they like each other. When I was watching the fight, I was like, okay, does Kim Condon actually like Ellie what's her name?
Allie.
I can't say her name.
McFern?
No. Makavosky? Fuck. Anyways, Ali and Kim went at it. And
I think that they one, they're not fighters, and two, I think there might have been a little like there, but with those other two chicks, they didn't know each other.
Oh, the one that got the nosebleed?
Yes, that's the fight. That's the fight I'm talking about.
About the comics too.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about the comics. That was a joke.
No, those two girls,
those two chicks when we got there,
man.
where the chick's nose was busted.
Yes.
I got a picture of her. She had blood coming down her face. And it was like they dusted off, 1 minute left on the clock, and then go. And they were just throwing haymakers. And then they both, congratulations, they both got $500 after that.
Oh, that's right. They put up the money.
Yeah, they put up the money.
Lewis I was like, motherfucker, it's your show.
Yeah, they got Lewis to pay for it. But yeah, they both got $500, but they went to war. Then that there was that old guy who boxed the shit out of that gas pump. Is that what they call them? Gas pipe steampunks? That a punk kid. It was a punk rocker.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one.
Gee, what's it called? Is it steampunk?
Steampunk is like a. Yeah. Did he have a costume on?
No. But he was that type of dude. He looked like if he wasn't boxing, that he would have. What do you call the people that have like the with the chain to their wallet, and they got like multicolored pants, like red and black checker pants and shit looking. Yeah. Skankers. There you go. Ska kid. He was a ska dude. From what I could tell. Or at least in he was either a ska kid or he's a juggalo in a previous life. But that old dude he reminded me of John Stockton. He just fundamentally beat this dude down. There was no excess fat on any of his fight. It was like, this dude's for real. And the guy was all loose and stuff till he started getting stuck in the jaw by this old, the dude, he was like legit 20 years older than him. It was like this old white dude. I'm talking about gray hair. He looked like an old white dude, which means he was probably 45. But he looked like he had been through it.
It was just somebody. No,
I don't know who he was. I think I might have got a picture of him.
Okay.
But and he was just this old dude, and he had the fundamentals down. You could tell he knew how to fucking throw hands. And he looked like a pugilist. Okay, like he wasn't a boxer. This dude was a practitioner of the pugilistic arts.
Did you see the one fat black guy who went in the ring?
Yeah, Cordell White.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
Is it comic?
He is in Houston. I know that because he was on the show.
Man, I felt bad for him.
Man, you know what? He was
holding it down for a minute, and then he got tired.
He got gassed.
He got tired, and then he just kept taking them.
I bet you if he'd have loosened up them tight-ass twists in his hair, he might have had a little bit more energy. All that blood flowing to his face for the tight-ass twist he had. But yeah, no, he was throwing hands. But I got to give it up to Dean. That was one of my favorite things because Dean took the fight on short notice. He found out about it Saturday afternoon. And I was at their Airbnb when he found out. And he came in and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm fighting tomorrow." And then they showed us who he was fighting. And I think Lucky was like, "Oh, dude, that guy knocks people out." And D was like, "Nah." And he was like, "No, for real. He's done this like 4 times at other festivals and he's knocked out like 3 or 4 comics."
So how did Dean do?
So Dean was like, "Well, fuck." So then we started working with him. It was what's my man's name? James. I saw him 2 nights ago at the Creek in the Cave. From white guy, bald, beard. Shit, that's a lot of them.
That does not help. That does not help at all.
Kerrigan. It's not James Kerrigan. It was
James Kerrigan. That's not him.
Not James Kerrigan.
He's not bald.
Oh man, this is terrible. I told you I'm terrible with names. His last name begins with a C. Cardrin or Cargan. Anyways,
all right, some dude named James, some white dude,
some white guy that used to be a Golden Gloves boxer.
Okay.
So he started working on Dean. We came up with the game plan. I kind of mimicked the guy throwing wild. And Dean was working, and we had a game plan going into it. And then when we got there and we're backstage with him, as his cornerman, we're going over the plan that we came up with, like to not get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
The plan was if he's gonna throw wild, he's gonna throw hard, let him punch himself out. Just play defense, rope-a-dope him, second round, go out there and kill him. That was the plan.
That's the plan.
That was the plan.
The plan should be, hey, just don't get punched.
That was play defense. Try not to get hurt. Like
don't get punched. Don't need to get into details.
How
about just
No, you gotta.
Don't get hurt.
You gotta no. When you're stepping in the ring, you gotta have those finer details, those thoughts in your head. If you go out and say, "Don't get hurt," okay, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Is it playing for your next basketball game? Score.
Yeah, that's terrible advice. So we had a game plan. We had a game plan. So then we were going through it with them. And then we walk around to the other side of the ring. Then we get up on the apron. We get him in there. And then it's like you weren't there. So Dean got off to a bad start because he had his robe on. You saw that American robe, looking like Creed,
like white.
Like White Creed.
Redneck Creed.
He was looking like White Creed. That's Dean, that's your new nickname. You're welcome. White Creed. You looking like White Creed out there bopping and stuff, looking like Apollo. I'm out there like James Brown, living in America. It was a thing. And they get the gloves on.
More like Don King, but good.
And then he couldn't get his robe off because he had the gloves on.
Oh, idiot.
Yeah. So
in the ring.
In the ring, like they're trying to start the fight and he can't get his robe off. So like we're trying to pull the robe over his gloves and his gloves are stuck in the robe and he's like yanking as hard as he can. So he already wasted a lot of energy just trying to get and like the other dude standing across the ring and the refs looking at him and
like the thing started.
Yeah, like they're waiting to ring the bell and this motherfucker, 1 second, please. Trying to get his hand out. And so then that's when they started calling us the Goon Squad on the pay-per-view because
the Goon Squad.
or the Goof Squad, whatever it was, because they're,
not even Coon Squad because you're there.
No, negative. It's come on, only you would do that.
Of course, that's what I'm here for.
So then it starts and the plan went to shit real fast. Because Dean was like, we're like, remember the plan. He's like, all right. And he goes in there and he had the plan in his mind. And then he got punched in the face. And then the plan went to shit.
It says that everybody's got a plan until they get
Mike Tyson.
Get punched in the face.
Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face. Yep. Yeah, we had a plan until Dean got punched in the face. And then he was like, fuck the plan. Like,
I started wailing? What did he do?
No, he tried to survive. Because he's like, that dude hit him a lot harder than he expected to get hit. And then it was like, he had a real Rocky moment. Like legit, Dean Stanfield sat right there, played Telestrations, Foxman, in the corner, balled up, and this dude is letting him go. And the ref was just about to stop it. And then all of a sudden, Dean got that White Creed energy. His inner Rocky came out. I don't know what happened, but Dean found a jab.
He found a jab.
Dean found a jab. I don't know if he knew he could jab like that.
He had a flashback. Like an anime.
To a previous life. Yeah. Next thing you know, Dean popped up and he got him with one good solid jab, backed the dude up. Next thing you know, Dean is marching this dude across the ring, jabbing him, throwing him straights, jabbing straight, going to the body. Then the homie starts swinging back, and now Dean's having
for Trump.
And at this point, Dean is firing up, and he's fighting like Rocky across the ring. I'm not making this up. The crowd's hyped up. I look over and I'm like, Dean. And then the crowd starts chanting Dean's name.
You know how they love chants, right?
I know they love chants.
They love chants.
And you know I love starting chants. I am a chant master.
You know how many people I saw try to start chanting and didn't work?
It worked that day, goddammit.
Yeah,
and they were chanting for motherfucking Dean with all his mullet glory. That mullet was hanging out the back of the headgear and everything. Dean fought his ass off. And at the end of that round, he stood tall, tired, and said, I'm done. So Dean,
he didn't want to do it?
He didn't want to go
around?
He didn't want to go to the second round. He had nothing left in the tank. He was done.
So who was the declared winner?
Old boy won. Jordan won. But Dean got everybody's respect after that. I mean, it was one of those, everybody thought Dean was, especially if we just saw this old guy beat the shit out this ska kid, this skanker.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was about to be another one of those, but that redneck in him wouldn't let him down.
Congrats, Dean. You didn't get slaughtered.
Yo, Dean's knee said no, and his mullet said, bitch, please, let's go.
He got mullet power.
Yo, his mullet said, put your hair up and square up. Let's go. Dean went for it, man. Yo, it was legit. That was one of my favorite moments of the weekend. Being in his corner and like feeling that firsthand. Dude, that was a moment. That was a moment for me. Like, legit, one of my favorite moments of the weekend.
I went to the box. I went back to the box.
You went back to the box. We rushed to get back. I was like, I had to get back for the fight. Then you were like, I'm gonna go to the box.
Yeah, because I wanted to see. I felt like I saw a lot of comics within the first 2 days. So Thursday and Friday, I saw maybe like, I don't know, 20, 25 comics in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday, I kind of goofed off a little bit because we were hanging out with those two.
You were hanging out with those two. I disappeared.
Yeah. You just
I Darkwing ducked it out of there.
Yeah, you just smoke bone, Cheatham.
Boom, gone. Where'd Cheatham go? Out.
And then Mosey comes back. I'll call you Mosey because you're just moseying around.
I was enjoying myself.
Moseying around, just pop out of nowhere. Here I am.
Yeah, you know what? If you ever want to know how Cheatham handles being fucked up for 3 days straight.
You weren't fucked up?
After my shows, after I was done performing, I would get fucked up.
On Twizzlers? Because I don't... What did you get? Honestly...
Yes, my diabetes was kicking in. I got a sugar high. My fucking blood sugar level was real high.
Your foot was hurting. No, but you didn't appear drunk at all. If you look at the pictures I took, I put on my Instagram. My eyes are closed in every single one of them.
Yeah, you look like Buddha.
Yes, I seriously was. I'm like, my eyelids are heavy. And everybody that I talked to, I had to put a disclaimer and say, hey, I'm a little high, but let's take this picture.
I'm a little high.
But let's take
I might
this
be out of
picture.
line here.
Yeah, because I mean, I would run into people, even Rebecca was like, you still back, how you doing? I'm like, I'm a little high. Can we congratulations, by the way. This is awesome. Can we take a picture? Cool. I got to go. I'm a little high. That was me the whole time.
I have a good poker face. And I was
You do. You just fucking glide and...
Yeah, man. I was a free spirit, goddammit. I was just out there
He's going through walls and shit.
I really was. I didn't know I could do that until... That's how high I was, that I literally walked through walls. I wasn't drinking a lot because I had to drive back to my spot.
Yeah.
But definitely it was like the freedom and liberty we had to do whatever, wherever. Yeah, like in the green rooms, like shit was going down. So I was definitely...
Yeah, I think I hung out more in the green room that Saturday.
You definitely were in the green room a lot Saturday.
Yeah, so I was like, Sunday, I want to see more comedy. People I haven't seen yet. Or I want to see, I'm always curious about how comics change their sets depending on the audience, on the time, or even how they feel. So I got to see, Sunday, I went to the box and I saw Paul Verzi do his set again. And I pick up on little things that he changed because it was in the box. It was during the day. It was like I forgot at 2:00 or whatever. And I'm always curious about that. So in an effort to kind of study, I was like, I want to see more comics on the last day.
You know, like in my head going there before the festival, I had an idea of what I wanted to do on stage.
Right.
And then once I got there, it like that went. I think that plan went out the window. Like in my mind, I had an idea of what material I wanted to do. I'll do this on this day. I'll do this on this day. And then like right before that first show at the box, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. Like so.
You didn't freeze though.
No. No. I'm solid.
Yeah,
and
you're professional.
So I went up there and I did whatever I did that set, and then I was like, well, I'm not gonna do that material again the rest of the weekend. Then it was like bullshit. Yes, I am. Yes, the fuck I am.
Actually, yeah, I saw that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I saw comics either recognize people in the audience or even say, all right, if you saw me yesterday, I'm gonna do something different.
That's like, so when I did my first festival in Paris, Texas, 4 shows, I did a different set for each one. Because I was like, oh shit, these people saw me perform yesterday at this spot. And the day before that, they saw me perform at this spot. So I didn't want to do the same thing over and over again. But it was a smaller festival. So, but at this one, it was like, fuck it, man. Like I'm just trying to have fun. I got into the spirit of the festival so much that it was like I stopped caring more about whatever point I might have wanted to prove or whatever. Like I'm gonna, even if it's like the points to myself, like I'm challenging myself to do this, this, and this, and it's like, no, that's not realistic for what this is. Let's just have fun. So I opted for let's have fun.
I did see. I'll give a special shout out because on Sunday night, Lucas McCurry came to Houston. So Lucas and Fuzzy drove down, and I saw him in the box. I saw him like literally right, like he was going after. I forgot who was going after, but he was about to go on, and I'm like, "Holy shit, you're here!" And he goes, "Yeah, I did call me last minute, and just hopped in the car, drove down here." And I'm about to get on after this guy. And I'm like, congratulations, man. That is dope. If you can kill here, you'll be fine. And he fucking killed.
Nice.
He fucking killed in the box. Like one of the last shows. And who else did I try to think? Who else I ran into that day? I don't remember.
Another favorite moment of mine is I guess so. Like I think everybody had a show that people like remembered them from.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like people be like, oh, I saw you here, I saw you there. For me, it was, oh, you're the dude from the Wheelhouse. You killed it.
Oh, that's right. When you did the worm.
Yeah. I haven't done the worm.
You know what? So when you told me that, I'm like, is that a joke you have now? You doing the worm?
No. I did the worm on stage.
You pick not the easy move to do while telling jokes. That's,
Yeah. But that was like, so Sam Tripoli was on that show.
Mhm.
And of course Dean was on there with me. And it was just cool. Like it's one of those, it's one of the gimmick shows or whatever where you spin a wheel. For those of y'all that don't know, it's a show they do at
Creek.
The Secret Group.
Oh, you don't do that at Creek? I thought
No,
you had something similar at Creek.
That's a Secret Group show.
Oh, okay.
That Dusty Rhodes runs. And they have a wheel, you spin it, and then you pull the rule off wherever it lands, and then that's what you have to do during your set. So like the crowd gets Nerf guns and bullets, and they shoot at you during your set. Then there was sit on balloons and pop them. There was turn your back to the crowd and
oh, wow.
do it.
This is
So,
interesting.
yeah. And so I don't remember the girl's name that was on the show. She ended up winning, but everybody easily said she had the best rules because her first rule was if the crowd will just applaud loudly and crazily for you no matter what at every punchline. So
that's a booster.
Yeah. And then her next one was turn your back to the audience and perform.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, oh, that's what you got? Because I had to fucking dance for 4 minutes.
But nobody asked you to do the worm.
Yes, they did. They yelled, do the worm.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because I was doing the electric slide, and it's really hard to do the electric slide and try to like keep the beat and tell jokes at the same time. And then I just kind of ended up like stepping in a circle and then somebody's like, do the worm. And it's like, fuck it, here we go. Let's just lean into it. So I did the worm. I think I did the Cabbage Patch. And then afterwards, after it was all over and done with, it's like, oh, I probably could have just did the robot for 4 minutes. And that would have been...
They would have gotten bored with the robot.
Probably
after 5 seconds.
Yeah, but I hit him with a little butterfly. I gave him a little Tootsie Roll. Out of breath by the end.
Did you do the getting jiggy with it by any chance? Since you're a Will Smith fan.
No, I did not.
You could have done that. You could have nailed that one. The entire set doing the jiggy with it.
Probably. I ended up I had to brush a guy's hair.
What?
Yeah, I had to brush a guy's hair while telling jokes.
Can you isolate this one too?
It happened, but they've got a video of it. But no, that was a dope experience, and I had never met Dusty before, so it was cool to meet her, make that connection and shit. And it was like I think that was probably the most packed show I had, and it, I mean nothing was like Kill Tony or the roast shows. The roast shows and Kill Tony were out of this world.
The Legion of Skanks too. I didn't go to any Legion of Skanks taping. I know they had two. I think they had two of them.
Packed, but they were packed.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Brett Ernst. Shout out to that dude.
Oh yeah.
Like Brett Ernst. Like that dude was amazing all weekend. I love Brett. I love Brett. Like he's the best. I love that dude. Like
That's funny.
What?
Like he has this. How can I put this? When he tells great stories, but it's like the quintessential Italian attitude. And I've seen him and Verzi go at it at lunch, and it's exactly that. Like they fought over. So the bill came up, and I was like, and Verzi's like, I'll take care of it. And Brett was like, no, I got this. And I'm like, you just split it 3 ways. And he goes, no, you don't understand. This is going to be an issue between me and Paul as 2 Italian guys. Like, oh shit, how much did you tip? And they started looking at the check. How much did you put? Oh fuck. And then they would one of them would put more, just to like they're trying to outdo each other all the time.
Yeah.
And he's like that in real life. He's really like that in real life, and I appreciate him for it. And really interesting guy, good to talk to. When you pick his brain about comedy, it's actually pretty enlightening, and it's been in there for a long time. He's almost 50. Doesn't look it.
Brett?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
No, that was the cool thing was that we got to really, it was like a master class at times at that place, being able to watch some of these people that are at the top of the game work and it's one thing to watch them work on TV, but it's another thing to like be in the room and feel the energy and see them make adjustments on the fly and all that. Like I told you, after watching Miss Pat in the box, it was like, oh, I learned a few things today. You know, and there was several moments like that of watching people work and having the access to be able to see these people work. That, you know, Skankfest gave us access to watch a lot of greats, to watch Stanhope perform. Like, you know, watching Stanhope in the box was dope. Watching, God dang it, Brian Holtzman. Watching Holtzman work in the tent and then watching him work in the box.
Yeah.
Just seeing that up close and feeling it, more importantly for me, feeling it, what it feels like to be in a room when they're doing this and the energy that they create and whatnot. That was an experience that like money can't buy that. Money can't buy you that education.
Can you imagine if you had to, like, how much it would cost to see all these comics individually?
A lot.
I mean, this is hundreds of dollars just to see them individually.
And to travel to go see them.
Yeah, exactly. And now you get them all in one spot.
It was dope. If there was anything that could have been better, was there anything that you thought could have been better? Because we both agree it was great. It was amazing. But is there anything you think they could have improved on?
I think if they had, like, especially if they had the venue, it would have been nice to have somewhat of they have someone at the after party in that first room where you get your badge.
Yeah.
But like an official one, because they did karaoke at some the first night on Thursday. There was a karaoke in the club. Yeah. You know, they had the goddamn comedy jam. But one thing that I liked about Moon Tower is that 2 years in a row, they actually had a party with an actual DJ. DJ Mel did it. They had an actual DJ. So and it was like in a big space. And then you just standing there and then, oh, look, there's Sam Minaj. So there's Big J over here just kicking it. But I mean, I get it. They start at noon and then they go till, I don't know what the
2.
last show was. Did it end at 2?
Yeah, because the last box show would start at midnight.
Yeah.
And then that would run till about 2.
Yeah. Other than that, man, that's tough call. Tough call to see what
everything was so great, but like so you would like a party.
Yeah.
Or like maybe like another room that was more of a hang spot.
Yeah, but I think that's what that first room was, a little bit. But you wouldn't see comics there during the day because they're just hopping around between the different spots. I don't know. Did you catch the cover band?
Yeah, on Friday night.
Is it Friday night?
Yeah.
Like I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, that was dope. They had a mosh pit going.
And the dude's name was Future.
What's his name? Future?
Yeah, the name of the lead singer, his name was Future.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and we kept making fun of him because we're like, okay, you're white Future and your song is Winnie Winnie Ride. Remember that? Oh, you were hot. You were fucked out because we kept singing it. It was stuck in my head all night because I was up front with Karen and Megan. Yeah. And who else was? Alexis was with us too. And he had the song Winnie 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 Winnie.
I wasn't there for that. I was not there for that.
And I was like, this is gonna be stuck in my head all night. So for the rest of the night, that's all we sang. And I'm like, and this dude's name is Future. This middle-aged white dude who wears a wig and wants to look like Axl Rose. His name is Future, and I'm like, Future was already. We already have a Future.
He got a baby with Sierra.
Yeah, but it's not that dude. But
he wishes.
But anyway, I like the music, the music aspect. I would have liked to have a DJ. Would have been dope. Because I saw one night, I think it was Saturday night, where no, it was Sunday. They were playing hip hop in the main room, that first room when you come in, and they were playing like Dirty South shit and a bunch of white people listening to Dirty South shit. And I'm like, where? One girl danced with her titties out.
Where the fuck was I?
I don't know, moseying somewhere.
Looking at dicks?
No, yeah, looking at dicks, yeah. I slayed that one too.
Stop it!
No, but so we're in that one room, and it's me, Bread's in there, Corinne Fisher's in there with her boyfriend Dylan, and they're playing hip hop, and I was at one point because it's mostly dudes at the festival,
Tons of dudes.
and I'm like, okay, they're playing hip hop. The girls gonna dance to hip hop, and next thing you know, there's 3 chicks start like do the train thing. One in the front, one in the back, one bends over, and then
Okay.
And at one point, one of them just took her shirt off and she had her titties out and started dancing. Oh, that was Saturday night. Because the next day, I came back to that room after I saw you when I was getting out of the hotel. I went back there and the guy walked up to me and he goes, "Hey, you remember that girl with the titties last night?"
Such a fucking dude thing.
I know. It was like, and showed it to me on his phone. He's like, "Yeah, I got it on my phone."
Did he send you a copy?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No. I was there.
Okay.
All I need is the memory. I'm good.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah.
It'd been nice if they'd had a place where we could have formally made our blood oaths to the Illuminati. That'd have been cool. But outside of that, I mean, a DJ would have definitely helped out that front room.
Yeah, because it's very like live music oriented with the goddamn comedy jam.
Yeah,
and
if they would have booked a DJ for the whole weekend and just had like a DJ or a rotating cycle of DJs in that room just mixing all day.
Not all day, but just like
from like 7 on.
Yeah, at night, because it gets towards the end of the day. There's only really maybe 2 things going on at once, right? It's usually in the bigger areas like the tent in the club or
the warehouse.
Or the warehouse, sorry. And so I think that if there was that option, or hey, because honestly, I was craving hip hop at one point.
You were.
I really was. I was like, this is great. This is rock and roll. I get it. This is punk. This is fine. Great.
Ska.
Yeah, but I need some hip hop. And so that's why, at the end of the night, we just started playing that. They played Gravel Pit.
Did they?
Yeah.
Who did I tell? I told Karen when you were trying to get the Wu-Tang thing going.
I sent him the video.
And I said to her, she asked, like, do they have a song you can dance to? I said, Gravel Pit will probably be the closest thing you can get to one of those.
I took a video of that.
Yeah.
And I sent it to both of them, like, this is Wu-Tang, Gravel Pit.
Yeah.
And
then they played it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You got any other final thoughts about Skankfest?
I would say,
or going to get would you recommend it for anybody that might want to go in the future, like next year?
Yeah, I say definitely, but I think this is another level of comedy fandom. And if you're just a casual, I don't know how to. I don't want to, because I kind of want to.
Everybody there was like a hardcore comedy fan.
Yes,
they were fans of comedy.
Yeah,
to
they're
core.
not casual fans. These are motherfuckers who know comedy, and like I said on my podcast, they talk about it. They know the comics. They follow them.
They listen to the podcast.
They do all of that.
All the background.
They know all the references. There was some podcasts of some dudes that I had no idea who they were, but it was funny as shit. And next thing you know, like on the podcast, it's those, I forgot their names. And then there's Robert Kelly and there's Luis J. Gomez. And you're like, okay, I know these guys are funny. So this guy's got to be funny if they're on the same podcast.
Right.
So now I'm going to go check it out. I would say if you're a casual comedy fan,
come.
Listen to Legion of Skanks first.
We want your money. Come.
No, because it will give you an idea of what kind of audience you're going to get. I mean, we've talked about it a lot here already. You're gonna be blown away.
I would go a step further. I'd say come regardless. If you enjoy comedy at all,
keep it to the purest, man.
If you enjoy comedy at all,
who doesn't?
This is an opportunity. This like a casual person can come to Skankfest and
become a fan.
Fan. And it's that type of event where once you get there, like it will. You can't leave there and not be a fan of something.
I agree with that. What we're talking about last time is there's no big font, small font type shit like you see on most festivals, even music festivals. Look at ACL, you go see the big font motherfuckers.
Yeah,
there's no big font here. Everybody's on the same level, so you can't.
And they booked comics that think that way. They didn't bring anybody in that was big timing.
No,
and there were names there: Gilbert Godfrey, Bob Saget, Miss Pat.
I didn't catch Bob Saget. He's coming to Austin next month. Actually,
they had all these names, and nobody was big. Stanhope, Nobody was big timing.
Stanhope. I had a thing with Stanhope.
Nobody was big timing.
I had a thing with Stanhope.
You have a thing with Stanhope?
No, oh, fuck. You want to isolate that shit too?
No, ain't nobody isolating. You're the only one isolating stuff.
All right, good. So, Doug, I kept running into him.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, he's so approachable, and Bingo is dope and crazy at the same time. His wife, and every time I'd see him, I'd be like, "I'm buying you a drink," because these motherfuckers can drink. Bingo and Stanhope can fucking drink, and so every time I'd see him, he'd recognize me, and I'd be like, "All right, let's go, I'll buy you a drink." And he's like, "No, you don't have to do that." I'm like, "No, I do. I don't have to. I want to. Just let me do that. I'm buying a drink for the great Doug Stanhope. It means a lot to me.
Yeah,
it really does. So, very nicest guy. Nicest guy. He was getting like face painting with the dick on, and so nice.
Doug is a great
he knows how to party too. This motherfucker knows how to party.
Yeah, and he knows how to pace it.
Yeah, that too.
God damn it. All in all, though, I mean, you can't say nothing bad. No, nobody was big time, and there wasn't an ego thing really going on. At least not overtly. It was very welcoming, not only to the artists but to the fans as well. And if you have the opportunity to go to Skankfest, I highly recommend you do it. I have an idea of where it's going to be next year, and
back in New York, right?
I have an idea of where it's going to be next year. But if you have the chance to get there.
Did you get the goodie bag?
Yeah.
Did you get the weed in it?
I'm not incriminating myself on this mother. You just come on my show and try to get me to incriminate myself on a bunch of bullshit so you can isolate
the reason why
those
I asked
clips.
is that Paul talked about it on his show.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said he went to the airport and he forgot that he had the thing, and so the guy at TSA found it but didn't say anything.
Oh, you let him hold it?
Yeah.
It was not a lot. It was a nice little nugget. Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
I didn't inhale.
I have not consumed. But no, yeah, I got that. That was like the bags were dope. The bags fucking like the flask. You had a choice between a flask or a belt buckle. I went with the flask. And it's a dope ass flask. You got a yearbook.
Is there a picture of the previous one? Of everybody this year? Everybody
this year, but it has pictures from previous ones.
Oh, that's a good idea. And then it's
like everybody's picture that was in it this year.
Okay.
There's like a spot for autographs and stuff in there. So you could have had people autographing your yearbook and whatnot. What else was in there? Some rolling papers. It says Skankfest.
Yeah.
A lighter, an ink pen.
Did you buy any gear? Any Skankfest gear?
No, I was trying to find where the freaking hoodies and stuff were at, and I couldn't find it.
Tent, I think.
I never
buy the ring.
Yeah, well, I didn't get any. But
so
I got
them pod merch.
I got my caricature drawn and shit. Like it's legit.
Oh, really? You did that?
I did that. That was the thing that I did. It came out very well. I have
All right, good for you.
Yeah. But no, if you have a chance to get there, do it. Do it.
Okay. I can't think of anything bad, honestly.
Nothing bad, and it was well run. And it was a great time. And for the price of the tickets, I mean, come on. Like Back said, you're going to see so many talented people be in such a dope atmosphere. It's worth it. It's 100% worth it. I mean, if I wasn't performing and I had the chance to go, I would go. But it's dope. I can't wait to go back next year. And
you're going next year for sure as a performer?
I don't know. I mean, but
either way.
Yeah,
I would too. I would fly. Honestly, I would fly and go.
Listen here. If the option's available for me to do it again next year, then I will.
And if it doesn't, you go anyway?
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. Like I'll definitely be there if I'm performing.
Well, yeah, please.
But
I mean, not please, but
yeah,
you got to.
But yeah, no, it's worth it. It's worth it. And I think next year's is going to take it to another level. Next year's going to take it to it's going to.
You already know something? Like, you don't have to tell them to say it.
What I'm saying is, like, I think this year was the preamble. Like, this is that one where everybody, the big party that's coming back, and that energy, it has nowhere to go but up, right? So the next one, if you hadn't heard of Skankfest before this year, after Skankfest 2022, I think Skankfest is going to be a much more well-known
to compete with Just for Laughs and all the other guys.
Maybe not Just for Laughs, but it's gonna be one of those festivals that are highly sought after because of how good of a festival it is and how well it's run. It's gonna be one that artists want to be at and fans want to be at, all the same.
But did you see any? Because usually at festival like Moon Tower, for example, there's agents, there's people from networks, there's it's a corporate thing.
If you're asking me if I saw any, you already know the answer to that question.
Yeah, you didn't,
because
I don't know who the fuck was in the room. It doesn't matter. Yeah, this is a dumb question on my part. But that's the thing. Like there was, from what I heard from comics talking, they were like, this was not. I mean, maybe it will turn that way. Like you said, it can only go up from here. I honestly think that this is the perfect size. Mm-hmm. If this gets bigger in terms of, just like Moon Tower started as a small thing, and now they're going to turn into a 10-day festival in April 2022, because they partner with Just for Laughing Moon Tower.
I hope they don't go to that. I hope they don't.
No. But so that's the thing. It's like it's fine until. It gets so big that it becomes too.
It'll eat itself. It'll consume itself.
Yeah, too regimented. Now Comedy Central got to be here. Oh, now HBO got to be here, and it's like, oh, this stage is brought to you by Cheetos or whatever. And most festivals usually happen that way. Look at South by, look at ACL, look at FunFest. Whatever festival it is, as people start seeing that there's money involved, there's money to be made because you have that audience on lock, and that audience is the most on lock I've ever seen. And to where they know, like you said, the fans, they know everything. And next thing you know, we're going to have it's basically going to become an audition. And if you're going to be there, it is the place to be, but not because you're a comedy fan necessarily, but because I want to make. This is thousands of people that I can tap into.
Yeah,
that's my fear when it comes to this kind of shit. So I don't know.
I don't know what their goals are.
I don't either.
That might be what they want, but I can tell you, I feel like they got a lot of momentum coming out of 2021, and 2022. I think steps it up to the next level of enjoyment, as far as like, and I can only look at it from an artist perspective. Like, there's festivals that you're like, I'm not finna. Mm-hmm. I ain't even, no. And then there's other ones like, I gotta find a way to be there. I gotta find a way to get there. And 2022 Skankfest, I gotta find a way to be there.
Here's one. This is what happened 2 years ago. The last Skankfest. Like Louis C.K. showed up. Just popped in. It wasn't unannounced, right? And I was thinking that something like that would happen, but because it's Houston, like I would love to see like Ali Sadiq just come out of nowhere.
Right.
Like that I would have loved. Trying to think of another big Houston comic, but I can't right now.
Bryson, that'd be cool. He's not bigger than Ali.
Bryson Brown?
Bryson Brown.
Yeah.
But that would have been dope.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like nothing. It was planned well and
executed
well on time for the most part. But I think the surprises, because when people didn't go to the last one, were like, oh shit, Louis C.K. showed up, and it was just right after that shit that happened to him. Mm-hmm. And then they invited him. People were like, oh, how can you have Louis C.K.? But the fans were like, fuck that shit. That's Louis fucking C.K. on stage.
Yeah.
So in the way I kind of expected something like that to happen, it didn't. That's fine. I don't. Yeah, I think this was the perfect size for a festival.
I dug it. You had accessibility to whoever you wanted to get to.
If it gets too crowded and you get too many, casuals, and then too many corporate interests. And don't get me wrong. I get that. Hey man, I've built this thing. I want the bag, and I'll not sell out. But it's like you've built something that everybody appreciated for one simple reason, that they love comedy, period. Mm-hmm. Right? And if you stray away from that, I don't know if people will be like, I'm not, they'll say Skankfest was dope back in the day type shit.
Right.
Like South by Southwest used to be the shit in like 2005. Right. And now it's like, oh, well, it's, it's Samsung, it's Dell, it's this and that. And you're like, do I want to go? No.
I'll tell you what, if it ever becomes that, at least we get to ride the ride before then. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad I was there.
Let's enjoy the wave, and I'll keep riding this ride until it becomes that. But until that day, fucking Skankfest for life. Yeah, I mean.
All right.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I'm with it.
Back. Thank you for coming on the podcast again, brother.
Thank you.
Always a
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. I'll be back. No pun.
Shit.
I said no pun.
No, tell the people where they can find you.
Follow the feedback BAK everywhere on social media. Like, you know, Aaron was on. Trying to think who else I've had recently. Shit, yeah. Lucas McQuarrie was on. I've had Hans Kim, who's fucking killing it everywhere he goes.
His girlfriend killed him.
Oh, really?
I'm sure his girlfriend killed
Yeah.
him or wanted to.
I don't know. You know, Morgan Lionwool was here not long ago. Actually now after Skankfest, I've talked to so many comics, and they're like, "Yeah, I want to come on your show." Actually, comics from here that I told you I just really met officially at Skankfest.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely gonna have Ariel on. I want to get Abby says she wants to do it.
Bro, that's both of those are my dogs. Ariel's been here. I need to get Abby on, but
Karen is gonna do
people.
it.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
But Karen lives here, right?
No, she lives in New York.
That's right,
But we'll Zoom it or whenever she comes to town or whatever. So I think that
You gonna have Meghan Markle on your show?
talk about what?
Oh,
I'm kidding.
well,
No, it's just I thought she was a comic at first.
Give her a couple drinks and she'll talk to you about the socioeconomical structure of America and why the black and the life of a black person here. And
she's 25% Nigerian, but she claims it.
75%. Yeah, the only one that claims it.
Yeah.
And 75% Irish. So she's
No, but yeah, follow the feedback
full
everywhere.
of shit.
When did this come out?
Wednesday.
Okay, Hip Hop Bingo is coming up on the 21st.
Mhm.
Sunday, November 21st at the Native Hostel.
There you go.
And we got Lando Shepherd is the comic.
That's going to be.
He's going to do the halftime show.
Lando's perfect for that.
Lando was on the podcast. I forgot to mention that.
Lando's perfect for that. And if you guys haven't seen or been a part of Hip Hop Bingo, if you're in Austin, you got to check it out. It's a great time. I did the show 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's a good fucking time. Like, it's a fun show, a great time. You want something to do in the afternoon with your peoples and shit, get out, start your Sunday fun day. Do that.
Yep. Go to hiphopbingo.live for tickets. And that's the news for now.
All right. Until next time, guys. You can find me on the Instagrams, _ Aaron Cheatham. That's on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the podcast. On Instagram, podcast The Gray Area, and on Twitter, Podcast Gray Area. Of course, follow the Facebook page. I'll be in San Antonio February, Friday, November 19th. I'll be out there doing 2 shows at the Uptown Comedy Club, the new comedy club. My boy Bobby Smith opened up. So I'll be there 2 shows, Friday, November 19th, 8 and 10 o'clock. I'll have more info on that, but you can hit me up if you want to come through. Down in San Antonio. Going home. It was my first time performing back home since before the pandemic.
Nice. Oh, I do have 2 shows coming up.
I don't give a fuck.
Am I the guest or I'm not the guest?
You had your chance to speak. Now you fucked up.
You gonna cut off my mic now?
Yes, cut him off. Take his headphones too. Gee, fuck him up. Let's go.
This is the guy who drains Colton.
I did drain Colton. I gotta see. Yeah, Colton's coming on. Anyways, yeah, you can find me there on those things, and you can find me in San Antonio next week. And don't forget, betterhelp.com/gray. Get yourself that help if you need it. What are the 2 shows that you wanted to talk about real quick?
Next Thursday, I'll be at an Indian Roller.
Okay.
Shout out to Alden Schaub. And then Saturday night.
I tried to get you to come down to Indian Roller, and you were like, "Oh, that's way far south. I'm not."
No,
going
I had
out."
my son that week.
No, the night we were out.
No.
Yes, when we went to the Creek in the Cave, when we and we did I did the show at that private place. You're like, you gotta have a membership to get in here.
Yeah.
And then we went you went and did the mic. And then you met me and Ariel at the Creek in the Cave.
Oh.
And
Is that where you went?
We were gonna go to the Indian Roller, and you were like, you going all the way down to North San Antonio.
That sounds something I would say.
Yeah.
No, but I'm doing a show.
Because my brother-in-law was spinning there that night.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Now you're just going to go down to Indian Roller. Okay.
Yeah. And then Saturday night, I'll be at some yoga studio.
I bet you will.
Yeah, I am. You know, yoga's popping. Courtesy of the Can't Even Comedy folks. that do a comedy show after Hip Hop Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be here that weekend. So it'll be a show. Just follow the feedback. I'll announce it on there. And then they'll also be doing comedy after Hip Hop Bingo's next Sunday the 21st.
Nice. Well, follow all the stuff he has going on because he has a lot. As you can see, he's probably got more shit that he wants to say about all the things that he's doing. But this dude is out there grinding on a reg. So thanks.
No,
again,
thank you
brother.
for having me again. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Hot Pot Media, and I'll be back.
Word. Jesus Christ. Until next time, you guys take care of each other. Be kind. And here's mud in your eye. Peace.
Thanks for listening. You can find more episodes and all of our other Hot Pie Media originals baked fresh daily at our home online at hotpiemedia.com, the Hot Pie Media YouTube channel, or wherever you listen to podcasts.